Hi, everyone. Self-confidence to me is the confidence you have in who you really are, your highest self. When you're in a room full of people, the strength to let this side show. Setting your boundaries with ease and not letting anyone or anything get in the way of you being you. In the art world, this looks like someone who knows their art is unique, whole, complete, and perfect as it is, and disregards anyone who calls their love for it delusional, criticizes them, or rejects them. Reaching this level of confidence in your art can come instantly with just a few easy steps. In order to activate this power within myself, I do not have to be confident in Jenna, in my physical self, right? Blowing myself up to believe like I am the best, I can do it all, I'm the coolest, I'm the most gorgeous. That's not what I set out to do when I'm speaking about confidence in myself. This would be surface level dependent confidence. It's fleeting, it's fluctuating, and incredibly frustrating because it relies on the opinions and behaviors of others. I find this kind of confidence also to be delusional oftentimes because half the time the people that are giving us this confidence aren't actually really even thinking about us. They're thinking about themselves. Supreme confidence in myself, rather, is simply recognizing the difference between the things I believe and the things that I know. When we grow confident in our inner knowing and it becomes our guide, nothing or no one can hold us back. And this is how to be confident in yourself and in your art at all times. Confidence in the self through inner knowing translates confidence in the art that the self produces. Every art piece that is created has a piece of the artist in it. So every work of art is a self-portrait, I would argue. If you deconstruct the understanding of the self-portrait, you see that it can really be anything, as long as it is true to the self and there is an authentic creative flow. It can be a cup, a sandal, a pair of glasses. As long as the person is aware of themselves and puts it onto paper through technique, practice, and repetition, they can ultimately make absolutely anything a self-portrait. The goal is to get closest to the highest version of ourselves, so that way we can distinguish between the negative beliefs we have about ourselves and the beautiful traits we know are there, and we can place on the page what we know is beautiful within ourselves and translate that into a beautiful piece of art as an embodiment of us in an art form. Before I continue, I just want to unpack the insecure artist who this person is so skilled at denying any and all responsibility in what is happening to them in their art career and what's going on around them. No galleries like me. All gallery owners reject me. No one likes my art. I'm an embarrassment. My art's embarrassing. What if it's not good enough? What if I'm a failure? How embarrassed will I be? When we take a look at why this artist doesn't feel good enough as an artist, good enough for the title, it's oftentimes based in negative beliefs they hold about themselves, not even to do with the art itself. They believe themselves to not be good enough in life, so they project these feelings onto their art. They want the art to get them into a gallery and will put themselves down with cruelty to their art until they do, rather than acknowledging the ways that they are getting in their own way. The gallery owner doesn't ever have very much to do with anything when someone's art career is not going so well. The artist has let their mind take over. The insanity people speak about, like, losing their mind, like, oh, that person lost their mind. I would say it's actually quite the opposite. Rather, the insane person has let their mind take control, not able to give up the past of what they lost, what they didn't do, what this person would have done if they had just cared about me, blah, blah, blah. Constantly repeating this cycle of, if I was a good enough artist, then I would have this. If I did this, I would be way better off. My career would have been so much better if I just did this, and just like fixating on what it could have been and fixating on the past like it's some sort of addiction. The artist is addicted to the cycle of being rejected so that they can reject themselves for not being enough, punish themselves for being so unworthy of the things they want. What this artist does not realize, this insecure artist does not realize that this is a choice. They're choosing to continue down this path. But they can also, at any point in time, no matter how long they've been choosing to act like this, they can choose also to have everything they want in their career in art, or at least what they pretend to want. When we're in a conscious state, this is when we're confident in our art. No one or no thing can hold us back because we acknowledge who we are beyond all belief systems, beyond identities, at the core of who we are as a person with all divine capabilities and talents and possibilities. This then translates into our most beautiful and dynamic works of art when we are creating in this divine consciousness. This is when the paint flows naturally. Those times when we just enjoy the process, something clicks and we're just like, this goes here, this goes there, and everything feels right and nothing goes wrong, and it's just perfect, and any mistake that we end up making actually ends up being our favorite part of the painting. It adds character to it, and we just love the result. What would happen if we were consistently in this awareness and in this knowing of ourselves? What would happen if we just did all the things that we wanted to do in our life, in our careers as artists, or just began creating the idea that we've always wanted to see in fruition, or waiting for life to give us a reason why we should start? What would happen when we tell ourselves the truth about what we want out of life, what we want to create, and what we intend to do and why, and be an embodiment of that? It becomes who we are, and we set up reminders in our daily life to get back to this point, back to this conscious state, so we can optimize the amount of time we spend with our highest selves, creating what we were always meant to, and achieving all that our heart desires. When we tell ourselves, this is holding me back, that's holding me back, why are we holding ourselves back? That's what it really is. The answer is always, I'm scared I won't be loved, I will be abandoned, I'll lose my mind. These thoughts are all conjured up by the mind, though. So when we let our mind take over, we will always be abandoned because we're abandoning ourselves. We'll never be loved because we're not loving ourselves and being true to ourselves and how we actually feel. And we lose our minds trying to think our problems away. The mind creates two problems every time it solves one. The problems of today were the solutions of yesterday. However, when we're authentic to who we really are, whether when we're in nature, when we're alone in the painting studio, no one or no thing can hold us back because we are all manifestors. Whatever we truly want manifests. So when someone tells me like, oh, this gallery doesn't like me and they hate me and all these people don't like me and my art sucks and all this stuff, I say, congratulations. You've succeeded in failing, because that's what you must truly want. Otherwise, you wouldn't have these problems. Because we're all manifestors, we manifest the things that we truly want. But when we set our intentions clear in our heart and we move accordingly and we acknowledge our spirit behind everything we do, then the beauty starts to attract. Don't fight the manifestation of being an artist. Perceive your spirit behind everything that you create in awe. Acknowledge yourself as the artist that you are, and for all it took to get here, liberate yourself. Liberate your creative talents. Instead of forcing yourself to create art that you don't enjoy the process of making, like, I must make this painting look exactly like the person believing it not successful unless it's realistic, it's just holding yourself back. Let it flow naturally. Let the inaccuracies flow. Acknowledge the results and the parts that are flawed as a thing of beauty, character, and uniqueness, as it resembles yourself. And all of your flaws that are beautiful add character and are your uniqueness. They show us parts of ourselves. Recognize the gifts that you provide the world with each creation, because you're giving yourself through your art every single time. You're giving yourself the gift of you also. So it's not just like you're giving everyone else something and it's draining. It's like you're giving everyone in you something beautiful that is a resemblance of you. And it's infinite too. There is no supply count. It's limitless. There is always more to give. And those that receive kind-heartedly are meant for you. And those that reject or receive with ill intent are not. Give thanks to all. They're all teaching you something, one thing or another. They're giving you something back, even if it's quote-unquote negative. It's not. It's helping you realize and self-actualize who you truly are. And the best part is, when we truly create from this point of view and this knowing of our highest self within, we're confident in the work that we do. No one or no thing can take away this confidence, because we intended to create it for us, for other people that get it, for other people that are willing to listen, for other people that are out for the well-being of others, that are in awe of the beauty of life as well. And you will find them because they will seek you in the same way you're seeking them. The people that don't like it are possibly not on the same frequency of love and abundance and joy that you are. So who cares? Life goes on. Rejection is redirection, and those that reject you are not for you. I mean this every single time without a doubt. They're never for you. When we stand in our power as artists in the art that we create, instead of wondering why these people rejected us and being so sad and all this stuff, we honor ourselves. We honor who we are, and we love who we are. And love radiates through us, within us, and love attracts to us because it's us on paper. We are beautiful, and so is our art. We are beautiful, so our art is too. All right.